Welcome to Call Me Oz Live. I am not allowed to move. Larry, may I move?
Yes.
No. So, anyways, welcome to Call Me Oz Live. Glad you guys could join us. We have an awesome show tonight. As always, we always have an awesome show. My special guest tonight is a really awesome guy. Goes by the name of Ben Shaw. Actually, that's his name. And he runs and owns Archtype Tattoo Studio. We're going to talk about his place. It's going to blow your mind. I promise you that. Also, going to talk about the 3 venues that I was at last week. Yes, I said only 3. No, I wasn't at 12 or 15. And the upcoming 9 venues that I will be at this week. On the Call Me Oz website, I'm going to show you a couple of things. One, we have a new homepage, and it's going to blow your mind. Then we're going to talk a little bit about family fun, where to find family fun in Albuquerque, because now that the weather's warming up, you might want to take your family out to do things, and we have a family page just for that. Also, we're going to talk about the billiards, darts, and foosball page, because that's just a cool page. You know, that's just the way it is. We have some events going on. One place where you can go every Friday night, take your family, do some family-friendly karaoke. We have a special karaoke menu with $5 pizzas, $4 beers. A Los Lunas venue that is added Tuesday nights, a karaoke competition that will give away $1,500 in cash plus additional prizes, a business-to-business networking event this spring, actually March 23rd, Buck D at the Posh, if you can believe that, a West Side venue that is changing its nights and times, and guess what? The New Mexico State Fair karaoke showcase season is about to begin, and we have booked 16 venues so far. We're going to tell you what the venues are, what towns are located in, what days and what times, so you can start making your plans on which one you're going to try out at. We're also going to talk about our latest sponsors, and I have a foot-long joke for you. You guys, don't go anywhere. I'm not allowed to move right now, but maybe Larry will let me move in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Call Me Oz Live. I've got the man right here, Ben Shaw. Say hello to everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Yes, this is Ben Shaw. He is the owner of Archtype Tattoo Studio. We're going to talk more about him and his amazing business that he's got going on over there. I swore I would never have a tattoo ever in my life, and well, you guys changed my mind.
Oh yeah,
Good job. I don't know if that's good or bad.
it's an amazing thing, honestly.
It's a
It was
good thing.
long overdue.
Listen to what he says. It's long overdue. Like, you should have done this like a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Right? Right? Well, we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. One thing I do want everybody to know is that we do not have call-ins tonight. So just so you know, we are actually in the process of doing something a little bit different. It will not be available on the show tonight, but in the future, you will be able to call the 505-286-1520 number, leave a message there about your events, about your gigs, about your life, I guess. I don't know. That could be scary. Just whatever. And we will play it on the show live as long as it's appropriate.
Yeah.
You know.
Hopefully, if someone has censored that, right?
Yeah,
Censor
exactly.
button.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So we can go beep,
Mm-hmm.
or we can just not play it at all. We can just delete it if we want to. That's cool.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do too is you can send an email to live, Live, in case you didn't know how to spell that, at callmeoz.net. And by sending an email, we can either show it on the show, or if you send a flyer or whatever, we can screenshot it and show it on the show. So that's what we're going to do.
That's awesome.
We were getting a lot of phone calls in, and a lot more than we thought. So anyways, just want to say welcome back to the show. It's hump day. It is the hump day. Last week I was in the beautiful city of El Paso, New Mexico. Actually, it is Texas, but it sure does feel like New Mexico. It's just like, if you haven't been down there, it's like one giant city. Like you got Juarez, whatever you want to say, and then you have El Paso, and then you've got the west side, and then that pretty much just grows right into Las Cruces too. So I just want to say hello to Eric and David. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy the show. We're going to make you laugh a few times, probably.
I won't.
Yeah, Ben says he won't.
No.
Ben's a serious guy. Real serious.
I can try to be.
No, Ben's a great guy. So, last week, I was in El Paso. I went to Rosa's Cantina. That is with KJ Peppo from Sound Entertainment. And then on Thursday, I went to Frankie's at Oasis Lanes, also with Stella, which is also with Sound Power Entertainment. And then last night, I was at Tractor Brewery, Wells Park.
Nice.
And did some singing down there. Had a good time with KJ McLean. They do karaoke Tuesdays from 8 to 12. One more thing that I did while I was in El Paso is I met with the event coordinator for Sutherland Park Casino that we're working on a big project down there. And I actually stopped into the casino to see the stage. And yeah, I think this place will work for a pretty big competition.
Awesome.
Stage is about half the size of the state fair, but it's really cool. That's fine. We'll make it happen. Tonight, after I leave the show, I'm going to head over to Copper Lounge for about an hour, do some singing there with those guys. They do karaoke every Wednesday from 8 to 12 with Cool Breeze Karaoke. And then tomorrow I've got a busy night. Tractor Brewery on the west side with Kamikaze. They do karaoke on Thursdays from 8 to 12. Then down to Desert Valley Brewing Company right down the road with Kamikaze Karaoke. They do it on the same night, same time. And then I'm going to head over to the Effing Bar with Famous Amos, and they do it on Thursdays from 9 to 1. And then over to the Soch with Camo from 9 to 1. They do karaoke on Thursdays 9 to 1. Are you keeping up with all this?
Yeah, I've been taking notes the whole time.
Awesome. We're going to have a test on this in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Then on Friday, can you believe that Friday is February 29th? I just can't believe it already.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
It's my birthday on the 2nd.
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
No, that would be Sunday.
No.
Wait, no, it's Saturday. Oh, because there is no March 1st. That's what the...
I know. It was like February 29th.
So, anyway, so on Friday, February 29th, you will find me at the local brew house in Rio Rancho with Jack. They do karaoke every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 to 12. So that would be February 28th, 29th, and March 2nd. And then I'm going to head down to Lucky 66 Bowl with KJ Puddles. One of these days I'm going to tell the story where Puddles got his name, but for now we'll leave it alone. They do a karaoke on Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 9 to 1. And then on Tuesday of next week, the Elks Lodge in Rio Rancho with Tommy Hurricane. They do it every Tuesday from 8 to 12. And Sidelines with Country Joe every Tuesday and Wednesday from 8 to 12. And I need to tell you something about Sidelines, just so you know. Let's see, so is next week the first full week of March?
Mm-hmm.
It is, correct? Okay, so that means that Sidelines on the west side will be doing, so they did karaoke Monday, Tuesday of this last week. Starting next week, they will be going to karaoke on Tuesday and Wednesday, not on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. And they're changing their time from 9 to 1 to 8 to midnight. So You got that?
Got it.
Okay. Just want to say howdy, Angie and Tisha and Karaoke Joe and James and Jackie. Good to see you guys. If you all need a tattoo, this is going to be the guy, just so you know. Okay? So, anyway, did you guys get that about sidelines? Did they get that?
Yeah, they did.
They got
nodding. They got it. That's good.
Okay, just making sure.
Thumbs up.
We see all your thumbs going up, right? So that is what's going on. That's where I've been. That's where I'm going to be. So, anyways, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to show people a few things on the website now.
Okay.
Because we got some cool things going on the website. So here's where we are. This is the old website right here, right? This is the old main homepage. I'm going to give you a glimpse of the new one. See? There's the new one. There's the old one.
Nice glimpse.
There's the old one. Here's the new one. You guys like that?
New hotness.
Right? It's kind of different. It's hot. Look at that.
Yeah.
Who is that? Oh, that's Archtype Tattoo.
Yeah, I know those guys.
I know those guys
They're
too.
pretty cool.
They're pretty awesome people. Yeah, they're pretty cool. So, yes,
Let's say part of our email or our address is cut off though.
I see that.
Oh.
You're
It's
not
2019.
It's 2019 Manal.
There's no 19 at all.
Yeah, so see, it's on the old one here. So, a little bit of a tweak that we need to do on the side there, but so this gives you an idea of what the new website's going to be looking like. You impressed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. Did you draw this?
It, that's a collaboration of my old business partner. Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know. You guys had to really work on that. Like, that is so much detail. Do you know when I figured out how much detail was in that thing? Is when we were doing the canopy, and I had to press on.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
it was
vinyl
like,
stickers is
yeah,
horrible with that.
like this little sticker was here, and I was like, I had to keep looking at your logo going, wait, where did that sticker go? Oh, it went here. Wait, no, that's wrong. It was crazy. So it's a very intricate design. It's not something that just took minutes. So what I want to show you guys is the billiards, darts, and foosball page. So on the old website, it's right there. And on the new website, it is right there. And it's still in the old, so this is a little confusing, I guess, to the public. But anyways, if you want to go shoot some pool, here's some places where you can go shoot some pool at. Okay. If you want to maybe go do some darts, these are places that do darts or have leagues or have competitions. And then we actually have some foosball locations. So for those of you that are into foosball, like me, here's a few places that we know has a foosball table. Yeah. So the other page I want to show you is right here, the under 18 family page. I don't know how many of you out there have kids.
Me.
Right? A few. In fact, I'm probably thinking that the majority of you out there have kids, and you've got to find things to do, right? So if you got to find things to do, you can just go to our family fun page, and you can find stuff to do. These are just regular listings. They have websites that can go to for all the information. I'm really big in parks, especially when I was raising my kids. A lot of times we'd go to parks. We called it park hopping. We had a good time. We'd find different parks all over the place. It was awesome. So you can go right here to the Parks of Albuquerque. And it takes you over here. And in this page, you can find every single park in the city. And you can find out everything you need to know about the parks by clicking on city parks. Did you know this, Ben?
No, I'm impressed.
So
I'm definitely going to have to check this out.
Yeah, this is cool because like you can just go to the map, and when you find the different parks, you can just look into them and find out whether they have drinking fountains, whether they have the amenities, or whatever's in the parks themselves. So especially if you're bringing kids along, it's important to know, is there a play area? Do they have
potty?
basketball courts? Do they have shade?
Do they have bathrooms?
They have That's usually a good thing to have. Exactly. So anyways, so I hope you all enjoyed the the little thing there on our website and what's going on. Do you feel small? You should be, because like the website's 10 times bigger than us behind us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Are we in the website?
Like we're shrunk.
Oh,
Yes.
can't see.
We're back.
Now we're back downtown.
Yes, we're live. We're live. I think. Are we live? I hope so.
We're alive. I don't know if we're live.
Right? So here's what's going on, and then after we talk about these events, we're going to talk about Ben and Archtype Tattoo, because it's an awesome place. So I know I said that at least once. So Red Velvet Underground every Friday, family-friendly karaoke. Even if you don't like karaoke, you can still go watch people do karaoke.
For the watch.
Actually, there's some amazing singers. So
I bet.
we actually get a pretty good mix now of people that some people sing and some people don't. They actually just go just to listen to people sing because they're pretty darn good. So they do it every Friday from 7 to 11 with Kamikaze Karaoke. We have a special karaoke menu. It starts at like $5, and then there's drink specials and stuff like that. And also, Red Velvet Underground has comedy on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and they have live bands. They have live music all the rest of the time. So then we've got this thing called the Spring Ball coming up. It is on Saturday, March 23rd from 7 to 11 p.m., and we're still getting the location pinned down. But this is a cooperative business-to-business networking group. You can find all the information on Call Me Oz. Just click on the source poster and it'll take you to a page where you can get all the information. But what we'll be doing is, so the way they did this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like a chamber of commerce. So like, let's say you're a business, which you are.
Yep.
Instead of paying a $500 annual fee or whatever, you still pay a $500 fee, kind of. But what you get is you get 10 raffle tickets, and those 10 raffle tickets can be given to your staff or whatever, or whoever you want. And the raffle ticket gets you into the event, and there will be some entertainment going on. Magicians, comedians, acoustic guitarists.
Really?
And then they'll be doing radio spots, and they will be doing a lot of announcements and stuff. And so the raffle ticket is good to win door prizes and to eat and the first drink.
That's important.
Yes, that's very important. Yes, got to have lots of drinks. No, just kidding. So, so that's what this is, and so you can go on there as a business owner and get set up.
That's cool.
So it's kind of cool. So this is their kickoff ball, and I think it's going to be a really cool event. And so we'll have a DJ there. The last hour of the event, they will be doing karaoke. So see, you get to sing, Ben. Just so you all know,
Yep.
Ben doesn't sing. So, and then Ribs in Los Lunas has added karaoke to their Tuesday nights, so now they're on Tuesday and Thursday. And then Camino Real Winery and Tap Room has their massive annual competition going on. They are qualifying 2 people every single Saturday night. All you do is go in at 7 o'clock, sign up. They start at 8 o'clock. They pick 2 of the best singers each Saturday night to come back to the semifinals on May the 11th, where they will eliminate half of them, and then, or they'll eliminate all but 12, and then those 12 come back the following Saturday on the 18th, and the first place winner will win $800 cash.
That's not too shabby.
Not too shabby for singing a song.
Yeah, right.
And then second place wins $400, third place wins $200, and fourth place wins $100. So they usually get a lot of other prizes too during the year. So by the time the 18th come, I'm sure it'll be a lot more than that. So that's what's going on. Camino Real Winery and Tap Room in Los Lunas, and they do karaoke every Wednesday and Saturday. And then Buck D, you know, the really funny guy. You know him, don't you? Oh, you don't know. No, Ben don't know. Funny guy, Buck D. He does the Shut Up and Talk show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. And he's going to be at the Posh on Friday night doing a good stand-up comedy show.
Nice.
So if you get a chance, go check that out. If it's not sold out, it might be pretty close to sold out. They were almost sold out a long time ago. So real quick, Ben, before we talk about Archetype and you, I'm going to fill everybody in on the New Mexico State Fair.
Okay.
So what's going on with the State Fair at this point is we now have all the primary auditioning venues locked up. So we now have the 11 venues that are ready to roll. This will start with Lucky 66 Bowl. The preseason will begin on April the 19th. It will happen every Friday night. Up to 12 people can sign up, and 4 will qualify to come back on May 31st. So after the 5 weeks, those 20 will return, and they will give it their best shot, and 10 of them will be the first 10 to the New Mexico State Fair.
Nice.
To sing at the fair. And couple of reasons why you would want to do the preseason instead of waiting until the later season to try. Here's a couple of things to think about. First of all, at all the other auditions, only 8 out of 20 are going to qualify. So at Lucky 66, it's 10 out of 20, so your odds are better right off the bat. The second thing you might want to think about is our first place and second place champions came from Lucky 66 last year. And the most important reason, because I hear this throughout the season, especially as we get to the ending of the season, is if you are the first ones to qualify, you get to pick the best nights at the fair. Everybody wants to sing on that first Friday and that first Saturday, but we only have 12 spots each night, so we have 24 spots. So by the time that we have gone to the third venue of auditioning, those nights are already full. So if you want to be able to sing at the fair on Friday, Saturday, you need to start at Lucky 66 Bowl. Don't wait till later on. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from waiting till later on. I'm just saying that this is the way it is. So after Lucky 66, we will have, looks like the Minors Audition, which will be on Saturday, June 8th. And the way the Minors Audition is going to work this year, it's going to be at a park. Pretty sure I know which park it's at, but until I sign the contract, I want to wait on that. But at this park, 24 of the minors can sign up. They will all compete on the same night, and we will pick 12 out of those 24 to go to the fair. And then that will be it. This is going to be sponsored by New York Pizza Department downtown. Yeah. Good pizza. It's actually Back Alley Draft House, which they brought back karaoke on Friday nights. So that happens every Friday from 7 to 11. They are family friendly, so you guys can go down there with your family, have some pizza, sing some songs, and have a good time, and get ready for the fair. So that's what's going on there. Then the next audition will be Camino Real Winery and Tap Room. That will happen on Saturday, June 15th. Then Zulo's Bistro. That will happen on Thursday, June 20th. And then Billiards Palace will be on Friday, June 28th. And then the Golden Cantina at Cities of Gold will be Saturday, July 13th. And then Effing Bar and Grill will be Thursday, July 18th. Fiesta's Cantina will be Thursday, July 25th. Mariscos Altamar and Los Lunes will be Thursday, August 1st. Leo's Nightclub will be Wednesday, August 7th. And the last one will be Kilt Check Brewing, and that will be Sunday, August the 18th. So those are all the primary auditions. Then we have our satellites. So the satellites will be Red Velvet Underground. They will do on June 7th, 14th, and 21st. 12 can sign up. 4 will qualify to come back on June 28th. And 2 will go to the fair. And then we have the Skillet in Las Vegas. And next week I will tell you about those auditioning dates. And then we have the Alley Cantina in Taos. Again, next week I'll give you those dates. Hub City Brewing Company in Belen, and I'll get those dates. And then Our Lady of Belen also, which will probably be during the Valencia County Fair. So at this point we have space for 2 more satellite venues, and then we're fully booked and ready to roll. So we're looking for a total of 18 venues across the state this year instead of just in Albuquerque.
Wow.
So pretty cool. So basically that's what's going on. And of course we do Call Me Oz Live every single Wednesday, and we find cool people like Ben Shaw to join us. So
Right.
so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna let you tell the story of how Call Me Oz and Archtype Tattoo got together.
Well, you see, there was this burning bus
Right.
And there's these children on there, and I really wanted to save them, but I didn't want to get burned, so I ran away. But Billy jumped in there with his cape on, and he took out. No,
Great story, man.
one of your past representatives had come into Archetype, who actually got tattooed there, and he wanted to get us involved with Call Me Oz, and I thought it was a really cool idea, and got signed up. But shortly thereafter, he no longer continued his efforts with you, so fortunately, that led you into the shop.
Right.
You and I got to connect and see that we're very like-minded, although our artistic flavors are maybe on two different spectrums. It's more on the skin and on paper. Yours is vocal.
Siggy, right?
And yeah, since then, I mean, we've developed a good friendship, good working relationship. We continue to advertise with you guys, and now we're on your guys' Easy Up and all your events.
Yes, absolutely. I think the thing that caught me about Archetype, there was many things that caught me about Archetype. I got to tell you, the first thing is when you walk into Archetype, I hope you don't mind this, when you walk into Archetype, you're not walking into a tattoo parlor.
No.
You're walking into a studio of artists that know what they're doing. Absolutely. And it's very clean, and it's very organized, and it's very professional. So from a customer's point of view, that's exactly what I saw the minute I walked in there.
Fantastic. Well, that's what we're going for, so I'm glad that you picked up on that.
Yes, well, you definitely did that. And then the work, like Larry is showing a lot of the work right now behind us and stuff like that, is just incredible. The intensity of it, the accuracy of it, the sharpness of everything. I am that guy that always said, I'll never get a tattoo. Never, ever, ever, ever. And
look at you now.
right, so I have like this really big tattoo. See it?
It's super visible, though. Everyone can see it.
It's big. It's huge. It's like the whole size of my finger.
Like a finger sleeve.
They tease me about it all the time. They say that I should get a bigger tattoo.
Well, he should, shouldn't he? Right?
He's asking you guys, should I get a bigger tattoo?
We'll make bets and we'll see what happens later.
Right, let's see what everybody says on the comments. So you have an amazing staff over
Yes.
here. He's kind of showing the staff. Eric is the one who did mine.
Yeah.
Megan is usually, she's up at the front. And then there's, of course, Eddie and Aldo and Carlos.
Yep.
So,
Amazing crew. Well, so Archetype Tattoo was founded in 2010.
okay.
And it was on Lomas and Adams Street in a huge 5,000 square foot building. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is we grew exponentially. Me and my past business partner, Jess Torres, and I grew to about a 13-man shop. It was huge.
Jeez.
Yeah, we had way too many people. And dealing with 13 artists was difficult at times because, we're artists. We're a little more emotional at times, right? And Archetype Tattoo's always been about doing a lot of events in the community, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Right.
But it was those 6 or those 5 that you were seeing a picture of. I guess you can include me since I was on there. They were at all the events. Those are the ones who I could count on. Not only are they freaking high quality artists and great tattoo artists, but those are real people right there that truly care about Albuquerque. And when it was time to move to our new location, which again we'll talk about in a second, this was the crew that had to come with me. So
Nice.
yeah, they not only will do great work, but their customer service is paramount and their health and safety is amazing. So
Right.
and they're great people.
That was something that, I was impressed with Eric when I came in there. He was very conscious about like how clean and disinfected everything was.
Yeah,
Right.
I can. So not only am I a tattoo artist, but I'm also the chairman for the Board of Body Art Practitioners. So that is the regulatory board that oversees all the licensure here in the state. So health and safety is a high priority for me. So I make sure that all the artists, and of course, they too want that to be, paramount as well. But that is key to Archetype. Is
Right.
Safe and clean.
Yeah. Well, and there's lots of reasons for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tattoos are not just pretty decals on their skin.
Right.
They're flesh wounds. And I consider them a minor topical surgery, so they need to be treated with that same seriousness.
Well, and I think when you have that mentality right there, like you just said, that makes the difference
Yeah.
on how you're going to go about doing this. Is that you're looking at it as a surgical procedure as opposed to just throwing some ink in somebody's body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many. I mean, just something as simple as something to pay attention to next time you're in a tattoo shop or convention, watching a tattoo artist work, and then put their machine down with their dirty glove, grab their cell phone, touch a device, whatnot, and go back to touching and working on their client. I mean, just right there, you've potentially given them staph or hepatitis. I mean, it is that easy, right? So
Right.
yeah.
That makes a ton of sense. So the next thing like I said, I was impressed the first time I walked into Archtype. And the cool thing about Archtype, is I'm just going to tell you, if you go sit down in the little couch area and you're hanging out waiting to get tattooed or talk to them or whatever, you're going to see this really cool acrylic sitting right there. It says, if you're looking for fun, find it at Call Me Oz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember the acrylic?
Oh yes. Yes, we happily displayed in our waiting area.
So that is awesome. So the thing that was so cool was it was shortly after we started working with each other. You guys did an event at O'Neill's. And that was Art Fusion for a Cause. And if you can believe it, I had never heard of this. But I guess it happens quite a bit.
Yeah, so actually today we're just working on a press release for a new one, but Art Fusion for a Cause is 5 years old. And we had done it mostly at Tractor Brewery in Wells Park.
Right.
Every second Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock. And what that is Art Fusion is a fun event. It's where we take 4 different easels, 4 different artists, and we have those artists working on the easels, and then every 3 minutes they step to the right and work on the next piece. And then they step to the right after that, work on the next piece, on and on and on in 3-minute increments until we've created some really cool, unique art. Now that artwork, while it's being created, which is fun to watch, right? It's fun to watch it be created. It's fun
watching it.
And seeing us kind of trip over each other, mess stuff up, and try and drink in between it. It's very, very entertaining. And the whole time we're selling raffle tickets. And those raffle tickets are to win those pieces of artwork. And afterwards, once we're done, we raffle them off. And at the end, we take all the proceeds we generate and give it to a different nonprofit each month. Or it was each month.
Right.
Art Fusion for a Cause at O'Neill's was a cool event that was fun because we weren't in a pre-existing bar with the pre-existing clientele.
Right.
We rented out Rob's place on the east side of it, which was a completely empty space, and it was cool to see that we could pack that facility. I mean,
it was packed.
You were there. I mean, I lost count around 150, and then I saw people come in and leave. I mean, it was a good gauge for us to see how successful it is. It's one of those, we're still continuing to build it, and we still want more people to learn about it, but those who know about it continue to come to it. So that's a good segue. We do have one coming up again. Last time you were there, O'Neill's, we benefited New Mexico Autism Society, and that was in April of last year during Autism Awareness Month. Next month's April, and we're going to be benefiting New Mexico Autism Society again. Something we're going to be doing annually. We really, really love that organization. And this time it's going to be at Ponderosa Brewery, and I can get you the address. It's in Bellamont in Old Town. In Old Town.
Okay.
It's a cool, nice facility. It's going to be a fun event because we're going to be set up right in front of all the brewing equipment.
Oh,
so it'll
wow.
be a really cool photo opportunities.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to this one and helping to expose Ponderosa to our people. So.
And he has all that up on the screen behind us right now with Ponderosa Brewing Company, where it's at.
There you go.
So you guys can just start following this. If you haven't liked the Archtype Tattoo Facebook page yet, you should like it now. And then that way you're up to date on what's going on over there. Because, like I said, the Art Fusion for a Cause, I had no idea what this was going to be like. He explained this to me, but it wasn't clicking until I actually went and saw this, and it's epic. It is epic. They've got all the artists and stuff, and like he said, they have the 4 easels up there, and one artist starts. If you could just imagine this, you just have to put yourself in this place. So you've got one artist here, you've got Megan over here that starts doing her thing, and so she starts, and then 3 minutes later she has to leave her picture, go to this other picture that a different artist started, and she has to continue on that picture. And then somebody else moves into her picture and has to pick up from there. So by the time you get done with this thing, you've got multiple artists that have worked on these pictures, and they just come out so intense.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, where'd that come from anyway?
And most of us that have been doing this together for a while, we create some really unique, nice work, right?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be surprised in the past when we were kind of working through the, figuring everything out. Some of the artwork that came out from there was interesting. And we were like, congratulations. It's going to a good cause.
I wonder if they were thinking, did your kids draw this for you?
Well, sometimes we'd invite the audience to come up, and we learned not to do that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Then, you don't know what you get sometimes.
Right. Oh, that could be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least with your people, you could set rules and boundaries.
Oh yeah. Well, we've got the system down now. So.
Yeah. Like I say, it was, and you could tell you guys have done this before.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell that it had been done before, and it was really cool how you do it. Yeah, where you buy
$5 raffle ticket.
$5 raffle tickets on that picture, and you can buy it in the beginning before it even starts while it's blank, or you can buy it as it's developing. And that's what was really, really cool about it. And then whoever gets it gets it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's really
cool.
awesome.
So it's April 26th from 7 to 11 at Ponderosa. And if you go to our Facebook page, we just created the flyer. I don't know if Chelsea got it up just yet. It should be there soon. But keep an eye on that, and you should hopefully see the flyer. It's not up there yet.
Yeah.
I'll text her now. We have a print release thing coming up, though.
Oh, nice. That's March 16th.
Yeah. Another event, March 16th. We have a print release. Check it out. Come by and see what we're doing.
Cool. Right on. Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are just cranking along and doing all that. So, what other charities have you worked with?
I have that in my Dropbox app, and I have a list. So we'll come back to that in a minute. How about that?
That works. While you do that, tell us about the Guild of Ethical Tattooists.
Sure.
I'm kind of curious about that. I know it's not big and blasted or anything like that, but it's around, and so.
So the Guild of Ethical Tattooists was spawned and co-founded by myself and my past business partner, Jess Botoris.
Okay.
The whole purpose of that was to get tattoo artists to come together and be able to communicate about things in the regulation world, because we were regulated under the Barbers and Cosmetology Board, which I used to be a member of. Did not work well.
Right? It's not exactly.
I was the only tattoo artist on a board trying to explain to barbers and cosmetologists about tattooing. We never got anything done.
Right.
Our rules were not written properly. We were not being regulated fairly at all. So the whole purpose of the guild was for us to come together, bond together, and have a voice, have a group that could say, hey, we want change. And like anything political, sometimes not everyone has to show up, but if you have signatures, you have people saying, yes, I'm behind that, you can make things happen. So the Guild of Ethical Tattooists did start off with us just meeting at bars, and that's kind of where Art Fusion spawned, because it was like, hey, how can we get tattoo artists to come together and hang out? Because traditionally tattoo artists didn't really hang out much.
Exactly.
It's more of a competitive type nature, or
right.
Type industry. So it was like, hey, come make some art with us together. And while you're here, let's talk about what's going on in our regulations, right? Which is super boring, so the art was a good way to get people to come. And from there, we moved the chains to where we went through the legislative process to create Senate Bill 275 in 2015, which was the Board of Body Art Practitioners, which is creating the board that we're now regulated under. And we utilized the guild as a voice. Once you go through the legislative process, you go through the Senate, you go through the House, your bills go to the governor's office, and the governor has an opportunity to review and approve or veto or disapprove. But you cannot talk to the governor at that point. But what you can do is you can have people phone in to the governor's office and share support.
Right.
So that was the guild's strength, is we bombarded the governor's office with calls. So much so that I got a call from the governor's office from a lady saying, the governor just signed your bill. Please stop having people call. Please
That's
stop.
hilarious.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's what the guild was. It's a body of people that can come together and defend itself, if need be. Currently, we have no common enemy to defend ourselves against. So right now, the guild is I like to call it a sleeping dog. Right now, it's there if need be.
Right.
But for the most part, we extracted that art fusion, and now there's the core few of us that really like to do it, and that's what I think the guild is. It did create something like art fusion. That's something that us artists can use to give back to our community. So,
Very
that's
nice.
kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because, like I said, I was always wondering. Now, you guys, what are you doing with the tattoo fiesta this year?
Oh yeah.
Right?
We are going to be the official sponsors of the New Mexico
official
Tattoo
sponsor.
Fiesta this year. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, which is it's a really cool event. You have to go. This is going to be the 9th year, so it's at the Isleta Casino, July 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's a super fun event. I mean, it's a tattoo convention. If you've never been, you got to check it out. If you've been to a convention, it's a good one. It's a high quality one. It's set up nicely. It has some fun entertainment. It has not only the best tattoo artists in town, but also some of the best tattoo artists in the world are invited. It is an invite only, so we get people from we get the cream of the crop to come to this one. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a really cool event, and yes, so we'll be the sponsors of it. We'll be adding our flavor to it. I'm actually putting in the works about doing a really big art fusion at it too, and try to get some local celebrities involved. So.
That would be really cool,
Keep
especially
posted.
at that event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think
Yeah.
so too.
That would actually fit that event perfectly to do something along those lines. So that's awesome. And then you were telling me the last time I was visiting with you about expansion getting ready to happen over there.
Yeah. So when we moved, we relocated our shop last June to the 2019 Manal Boulevard area, which is Manal University area. But we moved into a really cool business community. Our neighbors are amazing. We have a barber shop right next door to us, the barber shop, and CrossFit Zephyr, and Line X, and the tattoo shop is not expanding, but the community is expanding. So
Right.
on the north side of the building, there's this massive, I want to say maybe 2-3 acre lot with some massive warehouse-sized buildings on that property, which the CrossFit gym is going to be expanding into the larger building, and then they're going to be creating a really cool, unique event space as well. So it'll be CrossFit by day, with also other types of working out services, but then it could be closed off in an event space at night. So anything from a bar mitzvah to an art fusion to a karaoke event. There's
Right.
so many different possibilities. So.
Just having the event space available is going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And what were you telling me about it? That about a patio and
Yeah, they're going to
everything?
have we're setting up a fixture to have food trucks can come in and interchange, so we can have different food trucks each event. There'll be a
Nice.
covered patio area, obviously seating. Inside we'll have capabilities during the day for a coffee bar, at night a bar. I think it's still in the works, but a really cool sound system. It'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds really awesome. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what else do you want to tell everybody about Archtype Tattoo, or you, or anything? Covered it all?
Yeah, I mean, we do really appreciate our relationship with Call Me Oz. You've been nothing but like an old friend. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you treat me that way. You treat my shop that way. You treat us that way, and we're super grateful. I'm glad that you can recognize what we're trying to do as a tattoo studio. Archetype, by definition, is the original prototype, which other things follow. So not only are we trying to do high quality tattooing with great customer service, but again, that health and safety is paramount to us.
Right.
It's all about taking care of our clients' health, and we hope that other tattoo studios will take that as an example and really focus on that as well, because I'm not saying anything, but that's not the biggest priority for most, which
Right. It's not.
which is scary,
Yes.
That's detrimental. But I'm glad that you recognize that, and I'm glad that we've been able to continue to work together, and I mean, if you get enough in me, enough booze, I can sing Garth Brooks' "Friends in Low Places" really bad.
Nice.
No, I know that's probably
Nice.
like the song
Good.
everybody goes to that they I don't know sing.
That's okay, man. So you just let a little secret out there.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, so just show up at one of those karaoke bars that I'm at one of these nights.
Which you're at 900 this week, apparently.
Yeah, you can usually find one or two that I'll be at.
Yeah.
So just show up. If I happen to see you there, I'm just going to go up to the bartender and go, so I need you to give him like 4 drinks really fast because we want to see him sing.
It's not enough. Like 14.
Okay, so 14 drinks in 1 hour.
I'll be doing all kinds of stuff then.
And we will definitely hear Ben definitely sing. So, yeah. Well, that's really cool. Well, I'm really glad that you definitely joined us. What is this about 5675 push-ups?
So,
Tell
my
us.
other addiction is exercise. And it just is amazing that we moved right next door to a CrossFit gym, which this weekend I'm getting my CrossFit certification because I love it that much.
Ooh, congratulations.
I'm not changing career fields or nothing. I'm just something to put under my belt.
Right.
But each month, the last 4 months, we've had challenges. And in December, we had a push-up challenge. So I did 5,675 push-ups in the month of December.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I tried to go for 1,000, but shot for the moon and hit a cloud.
That is pretty awesome, really. Now, are you from Albuquerque originally?
No. I'm a military brat.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I'm from all over the place. We just during it, my father and then my stepfather's jobs in the military was one of those that moved a lot kind. Like the longest we ever stayed anywhere was 3 years in Germany, but beyond that it was a year. 6 months sometimes. I went to 3 different middle schools, 3 different high schools. But I've lived in Albuquerque the longest I've lived anywhere in my entire life. And it's been long enough to where I consider this my home. This is
Right.
my hometown. I
How
love
long have you been
Albuquerque.
here?
Since 2004. So
Wow.
15 years now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. I fell in love with my wife here. I'm raising my children.
Nice.
I mean, I love the terrain. I mean, not just the obviously the natural terrain, but the culture and the terrain, the flat grid. I like burke. It fits well with my personality. So.
Well, I think it's awesome where Albuquerque is, I mean, you go to the east, just like even where I live, 30 miles to the east, it is a whole different world over there. It is completely different. If you go 30 miles to the west, it's a completely different world. And if you go north, it's just like that. And I think that's what I love about New Mexico, period, is the diversity in it. You can have, and temperature changes. And
all 4 seasons in one day.
yeah, you can. Well, I'll tell you what, last week when I left El Paso, so I left El Paso Friday morning-ish while I was working at the Border Patrol, and it was like 65 degrees. Nice. No wind, no nothing. So I left El Paso, started heading north, and as I was heading into Las Cruces, you could see these clouds up in the front of me, So I'm driving, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be hitting some weather, it looks like. But no, as I got closer, those clouds were nothing but dust. So I'm driving through dust and wind for like forever, it felt like. And then that kind of cleared out a little bit. Came into Socorro, just got outside of Socorro, and I started hitting that blizzard. And it was snowing sideways all the way through Socorro, through Belen, through Los Lunas. Then I hit Albuquerque. And it was kind of like when I hit Albuquerque, the snow kind of stopped a little bit. And then I started going through Albuquerque, and I got up to like Tramway, and it was crazy. There was like 3 inches of snow on the ground already.
Yeah,
and then I go through the canyon, and the canyon was so bad, it was a whiteout you couldn't see, so I just turned off my headlights and drove. But it took me 2 hours to get from Gibson to Tejeras to home, which is normally a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can go, like you said, Doug, I saw 4 seasons in one day.
Right.
That's literally what it was.
Well, hopefully no one from out of state heard that and is going to get scared from our weather. It's terrifying.
Right? Don't get scared. It's really not that bad.
Just stay inside.
But you're right. And if you're like from someplace that's never seen snow before, do us all a favor. Don't get in your car. Just sit tight until the snow. And like in Albuquerque, how long did it take? Maybe a couple hours, and it was done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, oh yeah, sun
yeah.
was shining afterwards.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so that's pretty typical of that. So I'm in a lot of bars, Ben, and
I take that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, really.
Before you go there.
believe it or not, I don't drink in bars anymore.
When you drink outside
Well-
the bar?
Why did I know you were going to say that? No, I don't do that. No, but I don't drink alcohol in the bars anymore. I just, but I'm a really good patron. I mean, the waitress makes more money off me on tips by bringing me a Sprite or a root beer than they did off a beer. Because, like, beers, sometimes, it's like, okay, so you get $1 tip because your beer is $6, or whatever. But now, yeah, it's like I'll order a Sprite and, okay, that'll be $2.12. Okay, here's a $5, keep the change, and it's just the way I believe that it should work.
Sure.
But mainly because I have to drive from venue to venue
Sure.
to venue,
Yeah, that's smart.
and the risk anymore, I just can't take that risk.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
Thank you for not drinking and driving.
oh yeah, I would hate to run into a friend of mine or something like that by accident. But the funny thing is there's a lot of stuff that goes on in bars, and it's kind of funny. Like between 7 and 8, or 8 to 9, 9 to 10, it's really pretty calm for the most part. Between 10 and 11, people are starting to get a little buzzed.
Mm-hmm.
Between 11 and 12, they're really starting to get buzzed. And between 11 and 1, they're just all out trashed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you hear a lot of stuff. So the other day, I'm sitting at this bar, and, I just could not believe this. I hear this guy, and he's trying to pick up on this chick. And, okay, I'll use the word female or lady or whatever you want to say. So he's like trying to, I'm just like listening to this out of my third ear, and he's just like, so you must work at Subway. And she looks at him and is like, why do you say that? And he's just like, because I already have a foot long from you. I hear stuff like this all the time. It's just crazy what you hear in these bars. And I think most people will attest, especially the females that get hit on more than anything else. So, anyways, got anything else for the great and wonderful people out there?
Oh, yeah, I was going to rattle off
Oh.
all of the different charities.
That's
I do.
right.
And
Charity.
she has
Everybody
something.
wants you to get another tattoo.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about putting ZZ here, but
Hey, well,
No.
you're getting, no. Larry says no. I'm
Larry's-
thinking like
okay, so everybody else is
your
going to
neck.
make the decisions what I'm going to get.
have a sleeve.
Listen to Ben.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, and a shout out to these nonprofits that we worked with.
Right.
Paws and Stripes, Just Right, CLN Kids, People Helping People, New Mexico Autism Society, Albuquerque Kings, the Children's Grief Center, We're the City, Safe House, also Gardens of the Children, Planned Parenthood, AIDS United, AmeriCorps, Worldcraft, we worked with a child who had been born prematurely, growing stage, TEDxABQ. Actually, we did something with them, and it looks like that's it. But
That's a lot of charities
those
to
are
work with.
a couple that we worked with that we actually documented. At the end of the years when we were doing the Art Fusion every month, we wanted to have a tally of how much we generated throughout the year, as well as what we did per charity. So, some of the numbers were pretty high. At our last Art Fusion that you went to, at O'Neill's, we did have a little deal worked out that a percentage of the bar sales and food sales did go to
Right.
the charity, but
Right.
we raised just under $4,000 in
Wow.
just a couple hours. So
That is not bad at
we've
all.
got some potential there.
Yeah.
So.
So, do you have any idea how much you raised last year for the year?
Well, one thing I didn't mention is we went from a monthly basis to a quarterly basis.
Right.
And then last year we had just kind of moved into a new location, so we only did Art Fusion twice last year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
so,
right. Yes.
And with that, we don't have a really good tally number right now, and it would not be something to really shoot up in the air right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but you know, we'll see how we do at this next one at Ponderosa, and you know, I'll share with you. Maybe you can
Oh,
share in
definitely.
a future show.
Of
what
course.
we're able to do.
Of
And
course.
if you're out there and you're interested in checking out some really cool, unique live art and want to win it, and then also give back to the community while you're having a beer and potentially a good meal, come check us out.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I said, I went to this Art Fusion and it was very entertaining. It was. I didn't expect it to be entertaining. I was just kind of like, how is this going to be entertaining? And I mean, I get there and I'm just sitting there and then it starts and like there's like an energy that comes from it. It's just like this intense energy from the artists and that is what it was so awesome. So it's worth going to.
Yeah.
It is really, really worth going to. And you know, and if you can only afford to do one raffle ticket or $5, or you can afford to do 100 at $5, it doesn't matter because every nickel counts, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. I always say, I mean, that you're going out, every nickel counts, and no better way can you have a hangover and wake up the next day and feel good about it.
feel good about it. Hey, I'm really happy that I went and got drunk last night because like you know, I was supposed to only donate $10, but well, I guess I donated $1,000. I don't know what to say, you know. So, you know, and it's actually cool that that a lot of those agencies you're working with benefit children, which I'm a big pusher on. In fact, we've partnered with New Mexico Dream Center, which is a homeless youth safety house, basically.
Yep.
And in fact, the director from that, Shelley Rep, will be on this show next Wednesday. So you guys make sure you tune in to see what she has to say.
Definitely.
But, we hooked up with them throughout the karaoke season last year, and they're going to be back with us again at the event, and we'll be partnering up with them again. So
yeah, we'll have to connect with them sometime and see if we can't work with them in a future Art Fusion.
Exactly. But it's just really, I mean, our youth is our future. So if we've got to take care of the youth.
Yeah.
And that's really the bottom line. So.
Yeah. Well, they won't take care of us.
No. No, that's a fact. Yes, that's a fact. So, again, we want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week. Look forward to singing with you tonight, tomorrow, whenever. Ben looks forward to tattooing you. Drawing on you, like making you his, what do you call those boards again? Canvas. Yes, you can be his live canvas.
Yes.
Even though you all want me to get another tattoo, it's going to take a lot more than that. See y'all later. Good night.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way,
Don't forget.
let's not forget the sponsors.
No. They pay the lights.
They do. People like you pay the bills. Yes.
Well, this one's mine.
I'll take that one. And yeah. So, anyways, Double L Media produces this show. They are bad to the bone. So, if you need any video work, of course, Double L Media is where it's at. You can find them all over our website. Twisted Arbor, you've seen them. You've seen the amazing trees that she does. It's a unique gift. I promise you, if you get a gift like this for a friend, family member, they're going to remember this a lot more than something you go buy at Walmart. I promise you.
Oh, definitely.
There is no doubt about it. So think about that as a gift. Drastic Entertainment for supporting Call Me Oz and doing everything that she does for the karaoke community. Her entire company is out there. And of course, Red Velvet Underground for a constant support of Call Me Oz. We appreciate that very much. And of course, we appreciate Archtype Tattoo. So,
Appreciate you.
oh yes, and of course,
Effing Bar.
Bar for sponsoring our shows too. So, you guys, there's getting so many of them. Like, I need a list written down. It's
right in front of you.
maybe we should tattoo this on me. Like,
I think we could.
like
Yeah, we'll do it.
I've got an idea. We'll just tattoo it on my arm, and then instead of me saying this, I'll just say, "Here you go."
There you go. Let's do it.
Yes.
We'll televise it.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all later. Have a good one.